today, so we'll jump right in it. Good morning, everybody. We're into a good Tuesday, Halloween week. Excited about some trick-or-treating this week, and we're excited about being back at home. And we've got 3 more opportunities to play here at Clemson, and this is something we look forward to all year. These 7 opportunities, so. Hopefully we'll have another great crowd this week, and I know we got fall break next week, and hopefully our students will hang around and maybe cut out after the game on Saturday, because this is always a special time. Like I said, we've got an unbelievable group of seniors that cherish every single moment that they get to play here at home. So they're excited about another opportunity, and looking forward to a great day in the Valley. Louisville is, I guess, 2-6, but they're the best 2-6 team I've seen. I don't know how else to say it. Their record is not indicative of the players that they have. I mean, sometimes you turn on a tape and you look at a team and you go, oh, it doesn't take long. But these guys right here, man, they got some. I mean, they're physical. This is as well a coordinated offensive scheme as we've gone against. I mean, they do a great job schematically, and big, huge offensive line, probably the biggest offensive line we've played, massive up front, and as good a group of receivers as we played. Same thing I'd say about the receivers, big, huge, 6'4". One of them I think is 6'6". I mean, these are big guys. Got a very effective tight end in Crum. Got 2 good running backs. The little freshman, 19, is impressive on tape. He's kind of come on as of late. He's a really fast, explosive kid. The biggest thing is they're 127th in the country in turnover margin. I mean, that's, if you want to say, well, what's happened. Well, there's 130 teams and they're 127 turnover margin. So they've had some really tough breaks, and I'm sure that their coaches are frustrated with a lot of missed opportunity because they're very capable of playing with anybody. I mean, this is from a physicality standpoint, a schematic standpoint, and a skill standpoint. They have those things on this team, and but. When you turn the ball over at the rate they've turned it over, you're going to end up coming up on the short end of the deal a lot, and that's what's happened for them. They had a 24-20 game into the fourth quarter with BC. They got really, truly should have won the Florida State game. I've seen that one a few times over the last couple weeks, and just missed some opportunities against those guys. They've had some tough breaks, but again, this offensive line, the quarterback is a young guy. That's the other thing. He's a young guy that they're kind of, committed to and bringing him along. He runs very well. He's big. He's not been as consistent as they probably want him to be. But then you put a little cut up together and you go, dang, there's 8 big plays against Alabama. I mean, he's a very streaky, capable guy. We expect a challenge and a big-time battle from a physical standpoint. We're going to have to really play well defensively and have the right mindset to take on the type of scheme that they present. All the boots and crossers and the down and arounds and G schemes. I mean, they come right at you. And it's well coordinated, all the stuff that comes off of it. A bunch of shots down the field. We got to win matchups because those big receivers, they're going to put up the ball one-on-ones to them. And then on the flip side of it, same thing. You look at their defensive line. I mean, they got some guys. They got a bunch of guys. They're same thing. Got a good scheme on that side of the ball. They're aggressive, and they've had some short fields that they've had to deal with along the way, but this is not a 2-6 football team. That's what their record is, but that's not indicative of the type of talent that they have on this team. And so for us, it's about being locked in. They're one of the better punt returners again. It's just being locked in, to continuing to build momentum and confidence in what we're trying to do, trying to play our best game each and every week, kind of competing against ourselves to see if we can, be consistent and put, our best 4 quarters. Last week was great, but can we be consistent? Can we clean up some of the mistakes from last week? Can we continue to win the turnover margin? Can we continue to make a difference in special teams? Can we finish the big plays when they present themselves? Can we cut out? We had a couple busts last week. So there's just so many things that we have to focus on, and we're excited to have opportunity to play. So looking forward to practice today and getting back out there. A good, tough Tuesday practice. Today will be a tough practice because, again, the way their style of play, you better have your mind right, because if not, they can embarrass you, pretty quick with their style. But as far as our team goes, I like where we are. I think that we've got a healthy team. We've got a confident team. We've got a team that's got good momentum right now. But more importantly, we've got great leadership, and we've got a team that is very, very focused. And I think that serves us well as we enter into what we call our championship phase of our journey for this year. We work all year. We started last January, and now here we are, and we're rolling into November, and we're right where we want to be. We got a lot of opportunity. We really have only achieved one goal. We won the opener, and this phase of our season presents a lot of opportunity for us. But you gotta put your best foot forward every single week, every single play. High sense of urgency, attention to details. Continue to prepare with purpose every day, and I've seen that in our guys. So excited about getting back to work today, and looking forward to a great day in the Valley Saturday.
Coach, the Tigers will run down the hill for the 400th time on Saturday. How special is that to be a part of for these players?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I saw that last night on the radio show. They had that in the notes there, but that's pretty amazing. It really is when you sit down and you think about that tradition and all the players who've come through here that have they tell their kids and their grandkids about that opportunity, and to know that we get a chance to be a part of that 400th one. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
What are the status of the Redshirts, the guys that you're trying to hold out for next year? Are there anything you're going to have to pull them, or are you able to hold them all?
Say that one more time.
What's the status on all the Redshirts?
Oh, the status. I thought you said the stats. Okay, the status. The only one right now is KJ that I think we've used all 4 games with. I think he's the only one that we know we're trying to hold, and it's really what he wants to do, and we're in a position to be able to do that right now, unless something changes. So we get down the road and have a change or two, then we might have to revisit that. But right now, he's the only one that we've burned all 4 games. Everybody else is still in a good spot, and I think we've gotten most all of them in at least one game. I think y'all may know better than me. I think we've played everybody. I think I know Maskell got in. I think who's that? I thought Darnell got in that last game. Maybe he didn't, but I thought he did. I know Maskell got in there, and Jake and Mike. Of course, KJ's gotten in there. Skowski's played. McFadden's played. I remember who else we might have in there, but most of those guys have gotten in a little bit. But we'll see how it goes down the stretch, and if we have more opportunity. But I think postseason is where because you can have injuries and all those type of things. But where we are right now, we've got 4 games left, so I think we're in a good place with all those guys.
Dabo, it's been said over the years that kind of guys sometimes have built up to kind of a breakout performance. Is that kind of the case with Amari this week? I know he's been consistent in the punt game, but just the big numbers he put up in the past game.
Yeah, and he's been consistent really all around, offensively, really all year. but he just hadn't had that big explosive play. He had Texas A&M had a big touchdown on the hitch and go, but that was a huge game for him. Just the yards after the catch. He led our team in that, and two great plays. But definitely one of those games that can kind of give you a big boost, as you're going into game 9 here. So I was really happy for him, and had a great all-purpose day. So he's a good football player, man. He's a very well-rounded player. Can do a lot of things for us.
He was saying that he's been meditating at night with an app that Milt introduced to the team.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
called Headspace. You know how that works?
Do I know how it works? Yeah, we do it every Thursday. We sit in here and go, Yeah, Milt gets in here, and I swear it's the funniest thing. This is when I knew we were going to smash NC State. We came in here, and Milt's doing Headspace on Team Thursday, moment with Milt, and I give him like 5 or 7 minutes every Thursday, and so Milt gets in here and he introduces his Headspace thing. It's some app, and you just basically chilling for 3 minutes, and but there's just some guy, and he's got that weird voice, and he's talking to you, and and everybody in the room, we're supposed to have our eyes closed and our hands on our and you feel your feet into the floor and your body, your weight into the seat, and you just drift away, and your mind, just let your mind wander. And it goes through all this stuff, and so it's like 3 minutes, and then you come back and you go, of course Darnell's asleep in the back, and you just kind of come up and you go, man, I feel kind of good, it's kind of nice, and so it's so funny. So I waited till Sunday, but our Sunday staff meeting, because Woody had taken a picture. It was classic because he showed it to me after the meeting. We just laughed, and I said, oh, I'm saving that for Sunday if this game will go the way we need it to go. And so the whole room, Woody's got a picture of the whole room. Everybody's doing all this and that. And then there's Venables. He's just still drawing plays. He's in the back of the room. He ain't paying attention. He's just sitting there. He's still drawing stuff. And I'm like, I was like, this is when I knew. This was the moment I knew right here. Brent ain't got no time for Headspace, but he's got no space left in there. Yeah, it's one of those things the whole team's been doing, and us coaches too. We, I participate every Thursday, so I have no idea. It'll be interesting. We'll have another session this week. So I don't know. It's some kind of app, but basically you're just basically chilling out, and it's teaching you how to relax a little bit. I don't even remember who you were telling me was doing that. Amari. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's good. It's good. Oh, the world we live in.
Y'all are really good at avoiding tackles for loss. What are the factors that go into that beyond the obvious, like blocking and?
Well, communication. I mean, I think we had 6 yards, negative yards. I mean, we that's a real prideful area for us. And I challenge them on that. I mean, I cannot stand negative plays, and you're gonna have some zeros every now and then. I mean, you have ones, and I mean, it's not always gonna be perfect. But I can't stand negative plays. And more importantly, when we don't give ourselves a chance to be successful. And we had 6 yards. We had the screen, and they had the right call, and it was well played. And we had a negative play there. And then DK on his first snap just kind of ran in quicksand there. But trying to kind of get him a little game reps on a package that we've been working. But other than that, we did a really good job against a good front. But the biggest thing is communication and targeting. I mean, everybody's got to be on the same page. And so if we're all wrong, we're all right. But it's not good when you're not on the same page. And so and then the quarterback being really schooled up on where the unblocked guy is, and avoiding those type of things and knowing where to go with the ball. So it's just preparation. I mean, it goes to your preparation and again, your communication and IDing things properly and making sure everybody understands that. And then recognition, which comes from film study. and knowing, what the play is and what our objective is and what's the things that really create problems. The recognition of the stunts and twists and the pressures, the coverage, alignments, all these tips and things that you get through film study and through prep each week. That's how you avoid tackles for loss. And then you got to have good players. You got to have pride in getting your job done. So, it's really nothing more than that. But if you're not on the same page, then you're going to have a bunch of tackles for loss.
Over the last 3 games as Trevor starts, what areas have you seen him improve in the most and it stands out most to you?
Just the recognition, first of all, in running the football, appropriately, the decision making, and we've challenged him in that. As I told y'all earlier, back in the spring, that was the one thing I went, whoa, this guy can run. But it was a little more him fighting for his life, and so because he wasn't as in command of everything, and so and then here comes Cleveland, next thing, and he's like, okay, I better go, and then he's running away from him. So I was pretty impressed with that part of his game this spring, and now he's very confident. He's very much in command of what's going on, and early on, he's staying in the pocket too long. They're playing coverage, they're dropping 8, they're playing 2-man, and he's got run lanes, but he's so confident in his arm and his guys, and he's sitting there, waiting to make the perfect throw on tight coverage and a lot of coverage, as opposed to it's 2nd and 7, and let's go make it 3rd and 2 or 3rd and 1. And so just being a little more opportunistic in when he needs to run the ball, not on called runs, but when he needs to run the ball in the passing game. And so he's really come a long way from there. But just his total command of our protections and his recognition. This kid has seen a lot, man. Just to survive on our practice field is a challenge. All right, that's a real challenge because our offense gets. They face, you name it, we see it. Every front that you can think of, every coverage that you can think of, we see it on our practice field. And then the fact that he's played 8 games, he's just in a different place mentally. He's very comfortable with the recognition part. And that's, he's been changing protections and resetting things, and then just the game within the game, manipulating the snap count, creating movement in the defense, so we can get some tips, and then he can process things a little quicker. He's done great. This kid's a freshman, and he's playing, like a veteran player out there, and he is a veteran now. He's not a freshman anymore. He's played 8 games, so just his confidence, his demeanor, I think his leadership. With, hey, he's the guy, and he's asserted himself that way. So it's been good. He's grown in a lot of ways.
Coach, you've had 3 straight blowouts. How difficult is it managing the risk versus reward, knowing when Trevor's played enough and when it's time to get Chase in there?
It's just kind of a gut feeling game by game, but, you can't play scared. Listen, I quit worrying about that a long time ago. I'm not going to. I just kind of know when I need to get a guy out. How much time have we played? And he didn't play much in the second half. I think maybe that second touchdown to Amari, and that was it. And then I got to get Chase plenty of time. I got to get him, and he's played. How about Chase? This kid has, every time he goes in there, we just go right down the field, and he's the same way. He processes it. He sees it. He knows where to go with the ball. Now he's had another, he's a redshirt freshman. He's had a little more time, but he's just got to get a little more confident running the ball. It's like he's because he can run, but he should have scored on the option the other day. But he just same thing. It kind of looked like that first play of the Syracuse game. Then when he stumbled and bumbled out there, but he's done awesome. So just trying to get him plenty of opportunity so we can be prepared, to get him in there to play. But I think the biggest thing is there's things we need to work on, and we've got certain objectives. And you get in a situation like last week, probably not going to run him very much. So we'll protect him from that standpoint, but we still need him to have to make decisions and kind of operate and just kind of be in the flow of the game a little bit more. But it's been good. He's in a good place.
Yeah, but you guys are tied for number one in scoring defense. Just what is it about every year? It seems like Brent puts together a defense that is right there near the top.
Well, we got great coaches and great players that are committed, and that's really the bottom line. It's a good combination when you have great coaches, and Brent is awesome. I mean, he just does such a wonderful job, and then you throw in Todd and Ski and Mickey and Mike and all of our support guys that support them. I mean, we've got a great staff that do a good job of giving our guys a chance to be successful, but the rest, it's all about the players. I mean, we got good players that believe in what we do and are super committed and prepare the right way. And that's why we've been so consistent.
You've been in coaching a long time. Has there been a shift in, like, when you put backups in? Like, it seemed like 20 years ago you put the backups in and you just handed it off and milking the clock and all that. Going from that thought process, maybe in your mind, to when we put the backups in, we need to be able to run everything and it makes us better.
Yeah, I think so. It was just the game was so different back then. I mean, we were kind of in a milk the clock mode the whole game. And then, but as the game changed, you are who you are. So when you put the backups in, you can't all of a sudden be something that you're not. That's not what they've practiced. So I think that's the biggest difference. Back when I played, and the game was over, so to speak, you put the backups in. Well, you just still ran the eye and ran the toss and ran the clock, and maybe you didn't call that one play action. You just ran it one more time and punted. So nowadays you have to run your offense. Now you can hand it off. I mean, that's what we did up at Wake. I mean, we just handed it off, but guys are still wanting to go play. They're excited to play. And then from our standpoint, like with Chase, we need him to have to, like that third down throw he made to DK on the outcut from opposite hash to the far hash. Man, what a play. And that was a play designed to go into the boundary, and just his recognition, he found a soft corner and the confidence to pull the trigger and rip it out there on time. That's just what we do, and he needs that. He needs to be able to play. So we try to just run our offense. We're not going to run a double pass or anything like that, but we, I think coaches understand when you're playing within your scheme and when you're trying to embarrass somebody. I think there's a difference there.
Dabo, what